Setter injection supports cyclic or circular dependency injection. So constructor injection does not support what? Cyclic or what? Circular dependency injection. Fine. Okay. In today's class, we'll try to complete our improvisations with respect to first application so that we can use all these improvisation in our second application. Okay, guys. Now listen. XML Bean Factory class is deprecated from Spring 3.1 to create Bean Factory IOC container. So as alternate, prefer using default listable Bean Factory. So alternate, come on guys, default listable Bean Factory. Sandeep Kokane, param 1, param 2, that's fine. But param 1, param 2 can be 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4. Why don't you think about those possibilities? Come on, guys. Again, you brought back to the zero discussion, zero level. Yesterday, I have given all the things, guys. Sandis Kokane. You're thinking about 2 param constructor, param 1, param 2. What about 4 properties are there? What about 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4 combination? Come on, guys. Try to show some maturity. You are learning Spring. Yesterday we had detailed discussion on it. Anyone is having confusion on that 4 factorial theory, guys? So that we can move further. Clarity is there na? Anyone is thinking like Sandeep? Everything is clear. Shall I move? Okay. Yes, guys. So as alternate, prefer using default listable Bean Factory. Okay. As alternate, prefer using default listable Bean Factory. Now listen, guys. Limitations of XML Bean Factory. Limitations of XML Bean Factory. Okay. So you open documentation of XML Bean Factory officially, boss. Yeah, that's the beauty of Spring, boss. You just type class name. See, deprecated. As of Spring 3.1, okay, deprecated in favor of default listable Bean Factory and XML Bean definition reader. You have to use both together. Now listen. For advanced needs, consider using default listable Bean Factory with XML Bean definition reader. The latter allows reading from multiple XML resources and highly configurable in its actual XML parsing behavior. In its what is that XML parsing behavior? So that means some benefits are there with the default listable bean factory. Now one more thing you observe. The class this class register each bean definition with default listable bean factory superclass and relies on the later implementation of bean factory interface. Later relies on the bean factory interface. Are you understanding? That means if you pass class as a Spring Bean factory, default listable bean factory. I'm to observe very carefully. The XML bean factory is having one super class. What is that, guys? Default listable bean factory. Are you seeing the hierarchy completely, boss? Are we observing the hierarchy? Default. That means they have released XML bean factory, but later they found compared to this one, it's a super class is better one. Compared to that one, it's a super class is better one. I want you people to observe these two things nicely, boss. Yes. Now, let me talk about limitation number one. Yeah. Limitation number one. Does not allow to pass multiple Spring Bean configuration files at a time. Does not allow to pass multiple Spring Bean configuration files at a time. No, it is not my statement. Look at this. The later allows for reading multiple XML resources and is highly configurable in its actual XML parsing behavior. All this statement, it is talking about what? Default listable bean factory. Are you there, guys? Can you show your activeness in the chat box? Number B. Each Spring Bean class given to XML bean factory will be passed to default listable. Okay, I think I should guide. Will be passed. Each Java class given to XML bean factory will be passed to default listable bean factory. Default listable bean factory in order to register it as Spring Bean. In order to register it as a Spring Bean. So it's better to use directly default listable bean factory. It's better to use directly default listable bean factory. See, guys, deprecated from Spring 3.1 and can be removed in future versions of what, guys? In future versions of Spring. Chance is there. Next. Okay. does not have great XML parsing, does not have great XML parser to parse and process XML documents. To parse and process XML document. Yes. Note guys, to solve all the above problems, to solve all the above problems, to solve all the above problems, take the support of, come on guys, to solve all the above problems, take the support of default listable bean factor. Come on, convinced guys. It is why it is deprecated. You got the idea? Yes. Now the question is how to work with this one default listable bean factory. So, sir, you take any example, guys, any example of your choice. So this is my example, boss. com.nt.test, guys. Dependency injection test is are deprecated means something is bad, they may remove, and in future we will go for it. Okay. We may remove this one. Rajesh Nagar, see this? The latter allows for reading for multiple XML resources and is highly configurable in its actual XML parsing behavior. Is highly configurable in its what? Actual XML behavior. Are you listening my statement, boss? He is talking about what? Default listable bean factory. Based on the documentation, I am telling this statement. Okay, guys. Take the support of default listable bean factory, boss. Right, boss. Now let's see how to work with this one. Dependency injection. Here I am using what? XML bean factory code, guys. Now I will save this one as dependency injection test one. Okay. Dependency injection test one. Here also I am taking test one. Okay. Right. This part is anyhow same. So now let me talk about this. Dharmendra Kumar, deprecated features may be removed in future releases so that people will start using only latest features. Okay. Sanjay, default listable bean factory is super class for XML bean factory. So there is no problem to receive XML bean factory. Are you listening my statement, guys? People are not concentrating. Child class is released, but they found it is not working out. That's why they deprecated. Arey, mistakes will happen now, boss. Child class is released, okay, but they found not working out. That's why they are planning to remove. And Spring is such a framework. If they deprecate in one thing, maximum they will continue 4 or 5 versions. After that, they will definitely remove, guys. I have literally seen, right? How to navigate to the document. Take the class name, type docs word in the browser. Please keep the habit of watching what I am doing. See, I don't have any problem, boss, to discuss the same point for 10 times. But we have to learn Spring basics, Spring Boot, microservices, Spring Cloud, multiple things we have to learn. If you keep that one in mind, it would be good, because lot of tools we have to discuss. Joining lately, sir, repeat the class of last half an hour. Joining lately, sir, repeat the points one more time. See, I don't have any problem. I'm ready to do that. But you have to think about our future topics also. Daily, this has become habit, boss. Sorry to say. Fine. Please, 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 guys, everyone. No, it's. I know everything is clear. Those who have attended by 7 o'clock. I'm talking about those people who joined now. Right. Okay. At the end, I will repeat again. First, concentrate. Fine, boss. Yes. Everyone concentrate. It is a totally different, bit complex code. Working with default listable bean factory is a different story. It is not just default listable bean factory, guys. You have to use in combination with one more component called XML bean definition refer. Understanding? XML bean definition reader, guys. Okay. Listen carefully, boss. Create IOC container. Default listable bean factory is equal to new default listable bean factory of. Here I created default listable bean factory is equal to new default listable bean factory. See, this is different. Here I am not passing any resource object. Did you realize that? Did you realize that? Come on. Super. It's an empty one. Right now, empty IOC container is created without having any XML. Now focus. XML bean definition reader. XML bean definition reader. Are you getting my point? XML bean definition reader is equal to new XML bean definition reader. This is the component that reads XML file of factory. So here factory is not going to have XML file, guys. This component is going to have XML file. Yes, sir, but still you have not given XML file. No problem. Listen carefully. Reader is now having factory. Reader can read XML file. Okay, reader can read means indirectly that information will be passed to factory that is there with reader na boss. Your reverse. Here reverse. IOC container. Now I created reader having factory. Okay, now I will make reader to read the XML. Listen carefully. Reader dot load bean definitions. What definition, guys? Bean definition. Observe this one. Observe this method. String 3 dots args0. What is that? Varargs. Varargs means what? At a time we can pass multiple arguments or not? Yes, nothing but we can pass multiple Spring Bean configuration files at a time. Do you think such method is there? Do you think such method is there in XML bean definition reader? Not there. But right now I have how many Spring Bean configuration file? Only one. So that's why this method is sufficient for me. This method is sufficient for me. Okay, boss. Reader dot load XML bean definitions. Load XML. You have to give location of the Spring Bean configuration file with respect to the class path. But listen carefully. By default, SRC folder is there in the class path in every Eclipse project, boss. In every Eclipse project. See this? SRC folder is automatically there in the class path in every Eclipse project. Are you noticing my statement? Okay, guys. Now tell me, boss. Here, no need of giving SRC. Just give com/nt/cfg/application context.xml. Application context.xml, and remaining everything is same. Sir, you are giving everything to reader object, but you are saying factory.getBean How it is possible? You are giving everything to reader, but reader is having factory, na? Reader reading XML content means indirectly factory is also able to read that XML content or not? Indirectly factory is able to read it or not? At least now you understood. Working with XML bean factory is a simplified code, but deprecated because of its problems. Working with the how reader will read a load XML bean definition is having XML file na. Surya Narayana, please focus. Where I have given boss reader dot load XML definitions, that is having XML na, boss. Right. Surya XML bean factory is deprecated. That's why they have given XML bean definition reader and the default listable bean factory together. In reverse process, the entire process is reverse. Reader is having factory. Okay, reader is reading, so factory is taking. Reader is reading, that's why factory is taking. Okay, I'll give diagram also, diagrammatic representation also. Sir, factory is passed to reader means inside reader object factory is there na. So reader is reading data means inside its object also will having data na, boss. Come on, guys. I'll tell one small example. Employee joined in the company. Okay, company is getting newspaper. Tell me, guys. Only company reads. In the inside that employee also reads. Still bulb not blown. Okay, employee joined in the company. Come on. Company is getting newspaper. So indirectly, employee is also able to read that newspaper na, boss. Right. Sir, that is Default listable bean factory and XML bean factory only should be compared. Yes. Okay. Now you observe this. Is there any strike through effect, boss? No. Nothing is deprecated. So this error is not because of ours one. This error is because of what? The configurations we do in XML file. Application context.xml, boss. Other day we have done some experiment. Yesterday we have done experiment removing everything in the constructor injection. If you write proper comments here, yes, yes, yes. Here also if you remove them, yes guys. Now, dependency injection test 1. Now we got the output here or not? Yes, boss. We got the output. We got the output here or not? Yes. Don't think in a straight manner. Think in reverse manner. You will understand this. Okay. Take the support of default listable bean factory and XML bean definition reader. XML bean definition reader. And here is the code for it. Here is the code for it. Okay. Now tell me what happened. So here is my default listable bean factory object. Factory object. Here is my reader object. Here is my reader object. Now reader object is linked with factory object. Super. Now here is my application context.xml somewhere. Application context.xml. XML file somewhere in the hard disk that is there. Its content is here. Its content is here. Who is reading this content, boss? XML bean definition reader. So that content comes here. That content comes here. Okay, entire in-memory metadata, all this is now there. Now tell me, factory object is there inside reader object. So don't you think factory object can read this XML content, guys? Come on. A factory object is also there inside the reader object now, boss. Yes. Right. Factory, it is a composition kind of relationship. Composition kind of relationship. Has a relationship kind of thing. So happily factory object also can read now, boss. Come on. Yes. Or if needed, reader object itself can give that information to factory. Still bulb not glow na? Due to your common sense. Just give to common sense. Employee joined in the organization. Organization is getting newspaper, right? So organization is getting newspaper means indirectly employee of that organization also can read the newspaper. Okay, here factory object gets application context.xml files in memory metadata In-memory metadata. Come on. In-memory metadata through reader object. Through reader object. Through reader object. Yes. Simply through reader object. Yeah, this is the reason. Come on, guys. This is the reason why I have not introduced default listable bean factory first. I introduced the simplified one XML bean factory. Since it is deprecated, now we are forced to use the real one. Now onwards, we will be using it. You have to accept it. No option. Until I introduce application context container, maybe another 1-2 examples, you have to accept it. So this is just a bean factory container, but we are using the class which is not deprecated. Don't just use default listable bean factory. You have to use in combination with XML bean definition reader. Then it will work out. Otherwise, it will not work out. Yes. Now let's say advantages of working with, yeah, just to reverse, guys. Your first container created, then XML is taken. You have to accept it. That's it. Advantages of working with default listable bean factory and XML bean definition together. XML bean definition reader classes together. Again, I am telling containers are two types. IOC containers are two types. But to create each type of IOC container, multiple classes are there. Everyone I am telling. Two types of IOC container. One is bean factory, one is application context. To create bean factory container, there are multiple classes. To create application context container, again, there are multiple classes. Please. So don't decide type of the IOC container based on the class name we use. Okay. XML bean factory is bean factory container. Default listable bean factory is also bean factory container. And if that is the case, to create application context container in the market, okay, 7 to 8 popular classes are there. Forget about other classes which are not popular. To create bean factory container, again 5 to 6 classes are there. In that one, XML bean factory and default listable bean factory classes are bit popular. And in that one, XML bean factory is deprecated. That's why now industry is working with what? Default listable bean factory. Are you listening my statement, guys? Come on. All right. Okay, guys. Now tell me here. Number one. Ability to work with multiple Spring Bean configuration files at a time. Okay, guys. Multiple Spring Bean configuration files at a time. Yeah. What is the method we are having, boss? What is the method we are having? Reader dot load bean definitions. Reader dot load bean definitions. Here you can pass multiple Spring Bean configuration file. com.nt.cfgs dot application context 1.xml file. That's a vararg method, guys. Vararg, that means any number of arguments you can pass. Yeah, whether we take multiple XMLs like this are not a secondary, but there is a provision to pass multiple XML files like this. So this is vararg method, guys. String three dots location. String three dots location means it's a vararg method. Okay, varargs. Okay, boss. Array, any container of bean factory, lazy loading only. Right. Until you ask, no objects will be created. Any bean factory container you create using any IO, any class, it is a lazy loading only. Lazy loading and lazy instantiation. Until you call factory.getBean method, no object will be created. Super, guys. Next one. Good XML parser. Good XML parser to parse and process XML document. XML documents, nothing but files. Documents are nothing but files. Next, okay, not deprecated, not deprecated in latest Spring versions also. In latest Spring version also. In 5.x also it is not deprecated. Fine. Right. Next D. D. XML parser. XML bean factory internally uses default listable bean factory. Default listable bean factory to make each Java class as Spring Bean. Each Java class as Spring Bean. So it is better to use default. Okay, guys, default listable bean factory directly. Okay, guys. Mr. Vivek Sharma, one container only, it will try to work with multiple Spring Bean configuration files. Come on, guys, what is there in that? One container can't read inputs from multiple XML files. Huh? One Java application cannot read data from multiple normal files. Huh? Mr. Vivek Sahare, one Java application cannot read data from multiple files at a time. Huh? What's there in that? Definitely, boss. Instead of collecting inputs from one XML file, it will collect from what? Multiple XML files. What is there in that? And I'm requesting everyone, when someone put the question in the chat box, when I'm taking name and replying them, keep the good habit of saying some response. Sir, single file for multiple times, why it will do, boss? Vivek, then what is the use of in-memory metadata concept? It won't read multiple. It will read one time, maintains as in-memory metadata, and that will be used again, same thing. Okay. Yes, Srikanth sir has pasted total 8 videos, initial starting 8 videos. Those who missed initial 8 classes, please go through these videos. Please go through these videos, boss. And more. Okay. Right, boss. Array, why multiple XML files? I will explain. Listen, in real time, we will develop big projects, guys. 100 DAO classes, 100 service classes. Are instead of configuring all DAO service, lot of other classes in single XML file, what they do, all DAO classes, one Spring Bean configuration file, all service classes, one Spring Bean configuration file, all helper classes in one Spring Bean configuration file. So that clarity and modularity will be there. Please don't think about small projects of classroom. Think about e-commerce kind of, Flipkart kind of application. Instead of configuring 500 classes as Spring Bean in a single XML file, if you feel there are 5 layers in your project, for every layer you take separate XML file, so that what happened? Each layer related Spring Beans will be configured in separate XML file. So that readability will be increased, modularity will be increased. Think in that angle. Think in that angle. No doubt, in both XML file, all beans should have unique bean IDs. All Spring Beans should have unique bean IDs. Okay. Prashant, they have not designed any method in XML Bean Factory, okay, to read multiple XML files. That's a designing mistake. If you want, you can check that. See this. XML Bean Factory. Here we are having constructor. Tell me, this constructor is taking only one resource object. Fine. Are you understanding? And we don't have, see, remaining all are inherited methods only. Remaining all are inheritance. But in default listable, there is no direct provision to pass to XML files. Multiple. It is all because of XML bean definition readers. Yes, Pulithirupati Reddy, for both all XML files together, single in-memory metadata will be created. Observe, in XML Bean Factory, only one resource object is there. You look at other methods also, there is no provision to pass multiple XML files. Sir, provision is there with the default listable bean factory. Default listable bean factory is not having that method, my dear. Who is having that method? XML bean definition reader. And there is no direct relation with XML bean definition reader in case of what? XML bean factory. That's why there is no provision to work with multiple Spring Bean configuration files. I hope all your doubts are clarified now. If clarified, please type clear in the chat box, then I will move to next discussion. Clear? If you take multiple Spring Bean configuration file also, all Spring Bean IDs must be unique. Must be unique. If you try to take duplicate Bean IDs, exception will come. Basic rules are rules only. Because I have said Bean IDs must be unique with respect to container, not with respect to XML file. Bean IDs in IOC container must be unique with respect to container, not with respect to XML file. You take 10 XML files also, no problem. Right, boss. Okay, like this we have seen better improvised class to create bean factory IOC container. This is also temporary, 1-2 classes, because our main focus will be what? Application context.xml. Why? Because full support for annotations, full support for 100% code, full support for Spring Boot is there with application context container only, not with Bean Factory container. Then why are you teaching, sir? I am teaching to see the differences between Bean Factory container and application context container. Without asking question on this container, your Spring interview will not be completed. That's the reason I am teaching that. Clear, my dears? Okay. But one small thing I want to add before going to further. By default, SRC folder of Eclipse Java project will be there in class path or array. In outside, we'll say class path. In Eclipse, it is called build path. Okay, class path or build path by default. I need not to do anything. Yes, now I want to link this one. Searches in the class path. Collects from the class path folder. That's the reason there is no need of me specifying SRC folder. Because by default, whatever location you mention, whatever file name you mention, it will try to collect from all the locations that are added to class path. By default, SRC folder is there in the class path of Eclipse project now, boss. Come on. So that's why it will start searching in the SRC folder automatically. So that's why observe, other time we have mentioned SRC/, but this time I need mention SRC. Did you notice it? Because by default, it is capable of collecting things from class path. Fine, boss. Now listen, everyone, please. Okay, one more improvisation I want to give. What is the one more improvisation I would like to give, guys? Tell me, what is the easiest way of creating object of java.lang.class, guys? The easiest way of creating object of java.lang.class. Speak out, guys. Other day I have introduced the easiest way of creating object for java.lang.class is working with class property. Remember, array new instance is not going to. I am asking about creating object for java.lang.class. Why are you taking the word new instance? Array, which is also called dot class property. Actually class property, but we generally say dot class property. Working with class property, but we also say dot class property. Are you listening my statement, boss? Right. Now listen how easy, sir. How easy. Class C1 is equal to date dot class. Class C2 is equal to integer dot class. This much easy, guys. Class 3 test dot class. Tell me, guys, here C1, C2, C3 are objects of date and integer. Objects of date and integer and test are objects of java.lang.class. Objects of java.lang.class. Please give me reply, boss. Class C1, class C2, class C3. Yes. Now listen. This is C1, guys. Object of java.lang.class. Inside that, what will be there? Date class. Date class and its info. Okay, as what? Data of the object. Data of the object. Simply as the data of the object. Similarly, C2. What is C2, guys? Object of java.lang.class. Inside that, what will be there? Integer class and its info. What is this, guys? Data of the object. What is that, guys? Data as the data of the object. Come on, guys. Here is the dot class property. Tell me now. So don't worry. Java is having built-in properties also, guys. Length, class are the two built-in properties in Java. We don't create them. They will come automatically during the compilation of the class, guys. They will be added to dot class file automatically during compilation of every Java class. Are two built-in properties of Java application. We don't create them. Similarly, main GC are the two built-in threads of Java application. Come on. Next, this super are the two built-in reference variables of Java application. Are you going to create them? Yeah, they will be coming automatically. Are we going to create them or they will be coming automatically? Are we going to create them or they will be coming automatically by default? Yes. All these things will be added to dot class file automatically by Java compiler. Sir, compiler automatically adds a GC means garbage collector, ra babu. GC means garbage collector. Okay, guys. Tell me, are we going to add them or they will be added automatically in every dot class file automatically by compiler? Sir, compiler automatically adds. Who said it will not add? I'll give some examples. No super class. Object is the super class. You are adding, compiler is adding. No constructor, zero param constructor as default constructor. Are you adding? Compiler is adding. Are you adding compile? That means there will be some compiler generated code. Agree with me? There will be some compiler generator. This super length class, all these are also what? Compiler generated code only. That's why don't dare to say the size of the object by combining the size of all the properties. In Java, that is not going to work out. Suppose I have a Java class with 3 properties. Come on. I have Java class with 3 property into float long, into 4 bytes, long, float 8 bytes, long 8 bytes. Okay, 8 plus 8 plus 4. Okay, 20. Okay, object size is 20 bytes. You will be mistaking. You will be mistaking in Java. Array, this is automatically added. This is automatically added. This is automatically added. This is automatically added as what? Built-in properties. Come on. So who will calculate size of those things? That's why calculating Java object size is very difficult, guys. What you see is very little. Internally, so many things will be there in every Java class. Compiler adds so many things automatically, boss. Compiler adds so many things. In that one, length and class is very good. So where length will be used? Array, to get the array size, length is used or not? Where class will be used? Just now I talked na, boss. To get the object of java.lang.class. I hope you are understanding my statement, boss. Yes. In the compilation of every Java class, the Java compiler, Java C, automatically adds class to give the object of java.lang.class having object of java.lang.class having having same class name and its info. So we don't add that property here, that property will come automatically. Array, if not coming, how I can add on user defined class, Ra Babu? Test.class, I am able to use it or not? Not only in predefined classes, guys, in user defined classes also it will come. For every class it will come. You are compiling automatically comes. Are you sure, sir? Yes. It will be added to all the classes, both user defined and predefined. Class file is created means class property will be added. Class is there means okay. Array, sir, what about enum annotation interfaces? Array, interfaces are internally classes, enums are internally classes, annotations are also internally classes. Come on. Annotations are internal interfaces, again interfaces are again classes. So that means any dot class file, definitely dot class property will be added automatically. You have to accept the fact. Okay, I'll prove that. Right now, what is this class, guys? Okay, what is the person? Person class is there, na? Observe, you won't get any error. Class C is equal to person dot class. Am I getting any error, boss? Am I getting any error, boss? Class C1 is equal to person1 dot class. Okay. Surya Narayana. Suranarayana, you wasted entire time for typing. What I am showing here is not core Java. What I am showing here is not core Java, Mr. Suranarayana. Person is not a user-defined class. Person is not a user-defined class. Concentrate, Ra Babu. Please concentrate. Yes. Tell me. Person is not a user. Maybe I used it in Spring Babu. But don't you think these are core Java statements? Suranarayan, please respond. Guys, believe me. Okay, follow the flow. Don't waste time typing lengthy messages in the chat box. Everything will come. Everything will come. But it's art of learning. Person one are the user-defined classes are not. But when I say dot class, am I getting any red color? No. Red color is not coming means what, boss? These So don't think that only for predefined classes, this dot class property is added. No, for user defined, in fact, every class that is generated, every class dot class file that is generated, these are added, boss. These are definitely added, no doubt in that. I hope you enjoyed my point, guys. Okay, guys. Now listen carefully. Okay. Now you will understand why I'm launching, why I have launched this one. Okay, boss. Yeah. Now, shall I get into the next level discussion, boss? Shall I get into the next level discussion? Shall I? Yeah. Binit Singh, dot class is not there to get the details. Dot class is there to get the object of Java dot lang dot class. Once you got the object, you can gather the details by using object. Dot class is there to get the object of Java dot lang dot class. That's it. Fine. Now focus, guys. Next discussion is very crucial. Next discussion is very crucial, guys. Devash Pandey, for every class there will be dot class file now, boss. Everyone, please have a look on this question. So, sir, person one dot class, person two dot class file is generated in the background. Without generating dot class file, how compilation completes? Go and check your core Java fundamental. You use this operator or not? You take this property or not? Compilation is happened means dot class file will be generated. Compilation is happened means dot class file, not for every dot Java. In one dot Java, 20 classes are there. 20 dot class files will be generated. In one dot Java file, 30 classes are there. Okay, 30 dot class files will be generated. Come on, guys. Come on. You are learning Spring, boss. Yes, we have a dot class files, dot class property. Both are different. Don't link. Don't link. Okay. Now listen for carefully, boss. Now I have a method which I have a method. I'll take one basic core Java concept here. One more core Java concept here, guys. Above one is also core Java concept. This is another core Java concept. Core Java concept 2. Here, core Java concept 1. I'm preparing background for next big discussion, boss. Core Java concept 2. Now listen. I have a class here. I have a person class, guys. Okay, I have a person class. Extending from person class, we have employee class. We have employee class, student class. What is the relationship? Extends is the relationship. What is the relationship, guys? Extends is the relationship. Extends is the relationship. Okay, keep that in mind. Now, focus. I have a method. I have a method. Now listen. I have a method. Public employee. Okay, public employee. Okay. I don't want to play with the return type. I want to play with the parameter. Okay. Display details. Display details. Employee E. This is the method I have. Employee E system.out.println E. System.out.println E. Now tell me, guys. I think I have to give based on the return type, guys. I'll give based on the return type. Sorry, because yes, employee. Yes, get details. Get details. Here it is returning new employee object. Return new employee of. Right. Now listen carefully, boss. Tell me, boss. While calling this method, when you call this method, you will get only employee class object. Agree with me? You will get only employee class object. Come on, my dears. Yeah. Now listen. Employee EMP is equal to get details of. Valid statement or invalid statement? Valid statement or invalid statement? Definitely valid statement. What do you say, guys? Next. Person P is equal to person PER is equal to get details. Valid statement or invalid statement? Valid statement. Hey, superclass reference variable can refer subclass object, my dear. Yes. Okay. Next, student ST is equal to get details. Valid or invalid? Invalid. Are both are siblings, na boss? Is it? Do you think it's the right statement? It is invalid. Okay. So now I should be in a position to refer with what? Either employee or student, in future customer. So then better to take return type as what, guys? Common return type. What is that common return type, guys? Person. What is the common return type, guys? Person. Come on. What is that common return type? Person. Okay. Now listen carefully. Here, public person get details string type. Some logic. String type. Tell me, if type equals EMP, if type equals EMP, I am returning employee object. Array, when Java method return type is what? If Java method return type is what, guys? Superclass. Either we can return either superclass object or one of its subclass object. You remember that point, guys? If Java method return type is what? Superclass. Method can return either that superclass object or one of its subclass object. Okay, loose coupling. New employee of. Return new employee of. That's it. Else if type equals stud, then return new student of. Return new student of. Else throw new illegal argument exception. Illegal argument exception. Okay, invalid type. Something. Invalid type. Yes, guys. Now focus, boss. Now focus. This is the method definition. Now I have to call the method. person P is equal to tell me, get details of EMP. Valid statement invalid statement valid statement invalid statement valid. Come on, valid. This is definitely valid statement. Okay, guys. Now, I want to call one method which is okay. Generate payslip. Generate payslip. Tell me, this method is direct method of, what is the direct method of employee class? Direct method of employee class. Method of employee class. Now tell me, when it is direct method of employee class, that is valid statement invalid statement invalid. No, I want to make it possible. Then what should I do? Typecasting. I want to make it possible. Then what should I do? Typecasting. Employee is equal to employee of P. Employee of P. Come on. Copy, paste. Employee is equal to employee, this one. Copy, paste. Now tell me this time, E dot generate payslip. Valid statement invalid statement Definitely now it becomes valid statement. What do you say, guys? Now definitely it becomes what? Valid statement. Are you listening my statement, boss? Right. Okay. Next one. Person P is equal to get details of stud, boss. Stud. Come on. Stud. Valida, invalida? Valid. Okay. Here, generate progress report. Progress report. Direct method of student class. Then valid or invalid, boss? Invalid. Again, I have to go for typecasting process or not. Student ST is equal to student of P. Tell me, ST dot generate progress report. Generate progress report. Now listen carefully, boss. When you start doing like this, you are forced to do typecasting, right? So whenever you do typecasting, there is a possibility of getting class cast exception or not. Typecasting, boss. I will link with Spring. Please. I'm preparing this much background means something is there. Please respect that. I will definitely link with Spring. So whenever we are doing typecasting, there is a possibility of getting, there is a, okay, sir, I don't take person, I will take what? Object. Then also same problems. Sir, I don't take person, I will take object. Then also same issues, na boss. Object means range will be increased, boss. Object is what? Range is increased. Agree with me. But issues are same. If we take with object also, again typecasting is required. What do you say, guys? Okay. Let us take same method. Same method. Now tell me here, what is there? Return type is object. Return type is object. Same logic, guys. Now tell me here. Tell me here. Person P is equal to get details of EMP. Valid statement, invalid statement. This is also invalid statement. Why? Why, boss? Why? Return type is object this time. Return type is object this time. Even for this also we have to go for typecasting. Come on. Even for this also we have to go for typecasting. What do you say, guys? This is invalid statement, right? Invalid. How to make this one as valid statement, my dear? Here typecasting. Then it becomes valid statement. Yes. Once it becomes valid statement, again this story remains same. Again this story remains same. P dot generate payslip invalid. Again typecasting, then it becomes valid statement. Okay, what is the advantage, guys? Not only person we can refer, this method can return any object. Not only these hierarchy classes. Okay, not only these hierarchy classes, we can return any object. Are you listening my point? Yes. Array. So whenever typecasting involved, if you don't specify correct class name in typecasting, there is a possibility of getting class cast exception or not. Whenever typecasting is involved. And if you don't specify correct class name, okay, correct class name, then we get class cast exception. Class cast exception. Are you listening my statement, guys? Okay, and I want to avoid it. We get how to avoid this exception. This is the question I am raising in your brain. How to avoid this exception? Devash Pandey is wrong. How to avoid? Array instance operator checks the type, Ra Babu. How to avoid this exception? I'm asking everyone, tell me. Puli, you are right. Vinay Kumar, you are right. Yes, we have to think about going for generics. Instance of wrong. My dear, instance of is there only to check the type. That's it. Generics is the answer. Array, generics are given to make our code as a type safe code. Agree with me? Generics are given to make our code as what? Type safe code. So before coming to Monday's class, I request everyone go through what is a generic method. What is a generic method? Please revise and come. After that, I am going to link this knowledge with Spring. So this is the problem. How to write code to solve this problem through generic methods. I hope you understood the possibility of getting class cast exception. Okay, I will link that problem here also. Here also we are doing typecasting, na boss. Here with person one, here with this one. We are doing typecasting or not. For example, I have done typecasting with wrong one. Actually, it is returning person class object. I'm intentionally returning what? Person one. You still try to see this? Type mismatch cannot convert person one to person. But still here also I am taking person one. Blindly I am going there. Now you run the application, boss. You run the application. Class cast exception came or not? I want to avoid this problem forever in my code. Because when typecasting is there, people do mistakes. I want to avoid typecasting. We have to go for generics. Yes or no, na? So first I will teach how to solve this problem through generics, boss. How to solve this problem through generics. Then I will link that knowledge with one overloaded get bean method. We have a get bean method having overloaded form also. We have another get bean method having overloaded form, and I'm going to teach that one also. So next class is very crucial, guys. I'm going to launch generic method and I'm going to improvise this one. First 1 hour that. First 1 hour we will do that. After that, I will go for a strategy design pattern. Strategy design pattern. I know you are not that much thorough with generics, guys. That's why I have shown the problem by spending some time, and I will give the solution through generics again by spending time. Then I will link that knowledge here. So should I spend time like this whenever core Java is required, or directly I should use a? Let me know. Let me know. Yeah, tomorrow we don't have class. Next class is on Monday. Manali, you are right. That's a thought only. That's a basic thought. But you have to improve your Java 8 and Java 9 features. Java 8 and Java 9 features. Please parallelly work out that. Please parallelly work out that. Okay, Monday I will show Google Classroom link, guys. Today they forgot to create, it seems. Manali Tripare, in our Naresh IT YouTube channel, Harikrishna sir uploaded a lot of videos on Java 8 feature. Please go through that. Please go through that. Okay. Jeshwal, please go through the document. Please go through the document once. New batch of Hibernate this month end, boss. Virendra Singh, I will give the Git repository. Don't worry. Anyone can share Git repository of this batch, guys? Yes. No, listen. Google Classroom only to share the notes. Google Classroom only to share the notes. Regular class will happen in the Zoom only. Right. Okay. Tomorrow, since I have not taken 1-2 sessions in this week for other batches. Okay. Mayur Kamar, in the group I have uploaded, please collect. Sindhu, in the group I have uploaded, please collect. Yes, if you are looking for Java 8 version features, okay, this is the link of Harikrishna sir, you can watch. Monday I will give Google Classroom, guys. Okay, Harish, yes. Since I am giving dynamic notes every day, if you are interested, you can convert this one. Thank you, guys. We'll meet on Monday. Today, all classes are there. Today, all classes are there. Yeah, mostly next Sunday, you'll be having session on debugging. Next Sunday, you'll be having session on debugging. How to debug Eclipse code. Surya, in future, one by one tool will come. There is order of learning, that order will be followed. Thank you guys. Have a nice time.